Peekaboo, it's me. Hi, welcome to our live Friday stream. I'm Dale Davies. I'm the head of marketing at Exposure Ninja, and today I'm answering as many of your digital marketing questions as I can within a 60-minute time limit. We're now 1 minute in, so we've got 59 minutes to answer as many as I can. If you're new here, do hit subscribe down below if you're watching us on YouTube. It is free, it costs you nothing. If you don't enjoy anything that I say today or in any of the future videos, you can always subscribe. So it costs you nothing. Just pop down there, hit that red button, and if you can, just hit that notification bell as well. So today we are going to be doing an Ask Me Anything, where basically you can quiz me anything about digital marketing or about me personally, my career, if you like. If you want to know more about me, if you're used to seeing me doing our live Friday streams where we do live website reviews, or we do our subject-based webinars every other week about SEO or how to get to the top of Google or how to use social media ads, that kind of stuff. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And you can ask me all about that. So if you are new here as well, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. So do tell me in the chat where you're watching from. It's always great to meet lovely new people. And then I'll get started through a bit of caretaking, a bit of house management, and then we'll dive into the questions. And I've got a few already that have been sent to me via social media and email as well. But there's a couple of other things we'll cover too. So where are we watching from today? The UK. It's a big place. Tell me where in the UK. I'd love to know. Hey Jess, good to see you too. Hello. Looking forward to it. Me too. This is actually the most exciting part of my week. I love doing these live streams. So yeah, do keep coming along, and then we'll dive into these questions. Right. Hello. And if you want to have your question answered, you can do so. I've got Dublin as well, by using the hashtag ask, which I'll get to in just a second. Georgia, US, it must be surely quite early, at least very early in the morning right now. London, fitness coach on demand. Ciao. Did your book arrive? I'd love to know. So fitness coach on demand won our free copy of How to Get to the Top of Google last week. That's Google, not Bing. Bing's pretty relevant in the UK. If you're in the US, like Elliot Foss's, maybe How to Get to the Top of Bing should be our next book. Cool. Warrington as well. I haven't been to Warrington for a long time. Dublin, Ireland. Fantastic. Yes, the book was incredible. That's good to hear. If you haven't read it already, everyone else, go and buy a copy of How to Get to the Top of Google. Or optionally, you can do something else. You can use the word hashtag. You can use hashtag ask along with your question, or you could just drop it in the chat on its own. Doesn't matter if you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere. This tool will pick it up. So we've got 4 entries so far. And again, at the very end of the stream, I'll do a draw and I'll pick out somebody to win that. So do stick around. If you do want a copy of our book, let's just get rid of this stuff off the screen and you'll be able to see. Cool. You can always get a free PDF copy of How to Get to the Top of Google by becoming a member of our YouTube channel. So by becoming a ninja, you get access to all of these emojis in the right-hand side here. So these lovely little things here. So you get Tim, okay, Tim, wow, Tim, Tim, look at this. You can have access to those emojis. If you remember, it costs you just $2.99 a month, very cheap. And as I say, you get a copy of our book, How to Get to the Top of Google. And there are also going to be members-only live streams in the future where I can get people from the stream onto on live, and we can have a chat about your digital marketing, and you can ask me directly rather than via the chat. Cool. So yeah, you can always become a member. Ooh, that's quite big now. Let's make that disappear. We're also just launched a Telegram. So if you want to be notified about our future new videos, our new podcasts, new blog posts, new guides, you can just use the link down below in our YouTube channel description. It sends you directly to Telegram, where you can sign up and you just get a notification via Telegram. And also we've kind of relaunching our private group on Facebook. So this Digital Marketing Dojo. You can jump in there. You can ask questions directly to us, our ninjas, and to each other as well. So you can learn a bit more about marketing. So if you have any queries about digital marketing that I can't answer today, you can always jump in there and ask instead. So 4 of the things that you could do today. So yeah, hashtag ask, and I'll pick somebody out at the end of this lovely stream. So gonna get rid of that. Put that down there. Make it just about me. And start answering your questions. So I'll go back to the beginning because we had a few questions already. In fact, I had a question that I wanted to answer via Gmail. So Somebody wanted to know about the best approaches to promoting blog content from a website and other platforms such as LinkedIn. So the new website has a low level of traffic and they're looking for a way to improve their SEO and content, but it's difficult to know how to drive traffic to the site when they rank so lowly for highly competitive terms. So this is from Tony. Tony, I hope you're here. Do let me know. It'd be great to see if you're in the chat. How can you increase traffic? So how can you promote your blog content from a website? So basically, what I would do when I'm writing a blog post is I decide, okay, this is the blog post, this is what it's going to be about, and then I'll write all of the supporting like promotional bits. So within the same document, I'll write the blog post, and at the very bottom, I start to write out, okay, this is the content, this is how I'm going to share it on LinkedIn. So I just realized I'm wearing an earphone and I'm not speaking to anybody today, so that's kind of pointless. I'll write out exactly how I'm going to promote it on LinkedIn. The tweet that I'll send out via my account or the company accounts, I'll basically do that for every social media network and decide ahead of time how I'm going to promote this. Now, I might write just one tweet or 4 or 5 that I can alternate. And a good thing to know with Twitter in particular is that you can just reuse that stuff. So if you have if you used a tweet this morning that says, hey, there's our new blog post about metadata, how to improve your metadata and make it more effective, you can share it now, you can share it in 2 days, you can share it in 3 days, you can share it in 5 days. Just keep sharing it, because the way all these social media networks work is that you see it in the timeline, it just whizzes past you, and sometimes people will just not see that. Yeah, that's what I would do. Just go out there. First of all, consider which social networks your audience are going to be using. So if your audience isn't on LinkedIn, don't start there. Start somewhere else. If your audience is predominantly on Twitter, focus all your energies there, and then forget the other networks. So it really depends on understanding your audience. But again, just keep promoting it. You don't have to just tweet once. And a really big thing when it comes to community sites like Twitter and LinkedIn is being a part of that community. So I find personally, if I want to promote something, it's better for me to drop into other people's conversations and be a part of that than to just, shout into the void and hope that somebody twigs on it. Because you've got to build an audience, that takes time. So in the meantime, you can be involved in an audience that's already there. So with the example of LinkedIn, you can follow the hashtags relevant to your business, and then every morning, every midday, every evening, just jump on for 5 to 10 minutes, look for the latest posts for that hashtag, and just leave a couple of comments there. Not just, oh, that's great, but contribute to the conversation. So you can say, oh, in my experience, this has been effective, or something along those lines. So that's how I would get my content out there. And again, don't just go for it once, be continual. Just keep putting that stuff out there. And again, being very much a part of the community. And you were saying about when you rank so low for highly competitive terms in a highly competitive marketplace, you got to focus on the less competitive terms which relate to your industry. So if you've watched any of our other streams, we talk about long tail or short tail, which basically I will have difficulty ranking for the word trainer or sneaker, but I might have an easier time ranking for the best running shoes for people with flat feet. There you go. A much longer term, maybe less competitive, and you can rank for that search. And that's what we call an informational search, where somebody is getting to know the product that they want to buy. They don't quite know yet what they want, so they'll search for that, and you can hook them in at that point. So there's probably going to be some informational searches for your industry that you can write content for, get it out into the web, and to help promote that, do some social. But at the end of the day, the most important thing to help that page to rank is to earn links. So that's a whole other conversation. Cool. If anybody's learning from that, please do hit like down below, whether you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. It all helps me to know that I'm doing something useful to you and helping you to learn more about digital marketing. Right, let's go back. Members do get their questions answered first, so do consider becoming a member. It's just $2.99. Hello, everyone. May I ask, what actions do you need to take now? Google Ads have stopped broad modifier keywords. Do you know what? That's not my area of speciality when it comes to Google Ads, but I can definitely get somebody on stream to help you with that. So I could do a future AMA if that's helpful with somebody who understands PPC deeper than I do. But start broad match modifier. Do you know what? I'm not going to say that I can answer that. I don't want to guess. So if you want to just tweet me at Dale_Davies, so just you should be able to see my name somewhere. Where's my name? Can't see my name. Yeah, Twitter.com/Dale Davies_me, and I'll be able to connect you with somebody who answer that question with the right level of knowledge to get you the right answer. Cool. Can I ask, how do you make your product perceived as cool, such as Apple AirPods? Is it achieved through marketing or something else? This channel is the most interesting channel on YouTube. Well, it's the most interesting channel on YouTube because the majority of the videos are done by Tim, and Tim is an absolute genius when it comes to marketing and delivery, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll pass that on to Tim. I'm sure he'll be super happy to know that. So how do you make your product perceived as cool? That all comes down to branding. So the branding is a really deep subject, so I could talk about it for a long time, but you're essentially trying to make the person interested in your product because they feel connected to that product. So for example, with Apple AirPods, they make them feel cool. And to do that, they show people how free and liberated they are by not having cables and stuff like that. They show, classically, they would have shown people doing sports activities and things like that to show you this is how you will feel when you use that product. So if you have, it'd be actually great to know what products you have, and perhaps I can help you a little bit more with that, Mike. So do feel free to just drop that product into the chat, and I'll dive into that further. But it all comes down to, how does it make that person feel? Can you communicate that through your advertising, through your marketing? So you've got to think about, what's the story you're trying to tell. You're not trying to say, here's the feature of my product. There's trainers. It's made of this durable, sustainable plastic for the heel or something like that. You want to talk more about the person buying them feels like they're contributing to sustainability, that they're eco-focused and stuff like that. More questions coming up. I'm just going to swap that thing to the top there so you can. There we go. Both. There we go. Put it at the top there. Yeah. Use hashtag ask if you want a copy of enter the prize draw to win a copy of this book, or you can request a review of your marketing via this link just here. And our team will take a look, and they'll record a video outlining what they would do to improve your ranking, your traffic, your leads, your sales, whatever it is that you're trying to focus on. Our team will help you with that. So Dale, having a problem with getting some of my recent blogs indexed. I put a huge amount of effort into these. Just wondering if there's anyone who could help. So I would recommend just jumping into here. Let me just drop it in here now as well. Boop. Right. So you can join the Digital Marketing Dojo, and you can ask your question in there, and you'll have myself or maybe someone from the team who'll be able to answer that with more depth. But typically when it comes to indexing problems, it always comes down to this, either something on the page or under the page and the code or something like that. It could be something like there's just not enough internal links to that page, or external links, or just like in terms of like SEO, there's not enough there to prove to Google that is the page that should be ranking for those terms. So with indexation problems, it's better to have a little look at the page itself. And as an SEO specialist, I can have a look at that if you drop it into the Digital Marketing Dojo. If you want to find the link to the dojo, you just go into the YouTube description. It's the very top there, and you'll find a link to that, as well as our new Telegram channel as well. Hopefully that'll be able to help you. Let's have a look. Do please hit like if you are enjoying the stream, or if you're learning something so far. Back to the questions. Indexing, watching from Warrington. We did that. Great. That's what I love to see. What a great book. Read it on Apple Books. Fantastic. I'll be super happy to pass that on to Tim. We will be doing like a revised version for, I know it's pretty speaking far ahead of time, but we'll have a new version for 2022 when we come to it. But this year, if you buy a copy this year, it's been updated for 2021, so it's pretty accurate. There have been some like algorithm updates this year that have changed things a little bit, but having like been one of the editors involved in that book, nothing has changed. That book is not still highly relevant today. Right, so fitness coach on demand. How do you suggest to deal with an influencer? To us, we had very bad experiences. So they just made one video review without even remembering their product code. Well, their product code is, I guess, their loss more than yours. But this is always going to happen. So there's always going to be like a success rate. There's always going to be a fail rate when it comes to influencers. Like with anything, there's always going to be somebody who just lets you down. So that's another reason why you should, try and use like a proven network of influencers, or for example, with us, we have a database of influencers we tend to work with more frequently, and if somebody messes us around, that they get left off the list and they don't get opportunities going forward. And to be honest with you, within agencies, like the word tends to get around that this person should be worked with. But even so, it can still happen. It still happens every now and again to us as well. We have, as I say, a database of influencers. Every now and again, you get the one every 6 months who just doesn't deliver. It's not uncommon. The thing to focus is not the failures, but the successes, and how you turn those successes into future successes. You make a repetition. So yeah, don't worry too much about the promo code thing or anything like that. I would just focus on how do you get to the next person, make it a bigger success than the previous one. I love influencer work. We've got brand new marketer joining the team, Jess Percival, who I'm really looking forward to bring onto the stream. Who'd be great to talk through influencer work. So you can either hold on to that question to a future stream, or you can go to the digital marketing dojo. Just drop your question in there, and I can have Jess pop in there and help a little bit further. Cool. Repost on LinkedIn or summarize. Put a link to the blog. I tend not to blog on LinkedIn because the visibility for it is super, super low. As I said before, I tend to go through like personal branding route. So I will write a post, just a regular post that is informational, which is basically not quite a summary, more of a hook that's going to draw people into reading the blog post that I might link further down or in the comments. So you can write a post and put it into LinkedIn and just have that additional space. But if you're trying to manage your time, resources, stuff like that, you might have more success writing just a regular post update and making that really, really concise but interesting and hook people in to then click your link later on. Yeah. That in my opinion, I think that might be the best thing, but it depends from industry to industry. Some industries people read the posts, like the posting or reposting on LinkedIn. Some people might read them for some industries more than others. Like you might have that happen more in SaaS or in finance. It really depends on what your industry is. Should I fill out Open Graph for Twitter and Facebook for my entire site? Content King is saying I should. Yeah, absolutely. So I can give you some examples. Like today, I've been working through revising some of our blog posts so we can promote them on social. And because we're using WordPress for our website, we have a tool called Yoast, which is just in the back end, which automatically does your Open Graph stuff for you. But even so, there's settings within there. You just need to double check to make sure they are working properly. But yeah, Open Graph is like a must. And one reason that people kind of forget that it's a must is that when you share a link, let's say on Twitter, you have two options. It can just show a tiny little image and just a link and whatever, or you can have it come up as what they call a card, which is basically like a postcard that shows like the full image, what we call a feature image from the post. So what I tend to do is I write a compelling feature, create a compelling feature image so that when it does get shared in Twitter, it takes up the full, takes up the entire feed, and it's unmissable. So yeah, Open Graph stuff I would definitely tackle, and that can be mostly automated through using the right tool, depending on which content management system you're using. How do I identify new and growing trends? So there's a couple of different ways. I can't remember what his name is. Brian Dean, who's a fantastic SEO. Well, he's a fantastic marketer. He has one called Rising Trends, I think it's called. Let's just have a look. Brian Dean, Rising Trends. See if we can find it. Exploding topics. Let me get that onto the screen. So bear with a sec. Share screen. Exploding topics. Cool. Here we go. That's the stream. exploding topics is I think there's like some free stuff in here, so it basically just tells you what people are tweeting about more. This is the about. Let's see if we can actually find the you get like access to a certain number of topics for free. I think then you have to pay. So yeah, it tells you basically how many searches there are per month, how much growth there's been. So this game is exploding. The hard kombucha is apparently doing really, really well. There are a few others, Cash App, lo-fi music, OnlyFans, completely expectedly after the news this morning about them removing their adult content, is exploding in searches and growth as well. So that's a good place to go. Another place to go, let's see if I could just bring it up, would be trends at Google. So here we go. So Google's free trends tool basically tells you what people are searching for at the moment. So it has some examples at the top there. Let's just see if I can get out of here. There we go. So yeah, it shows you where people are searching for what subject in which part of the world and how much, and there are related terms, and it tells you like how much people were searching for stuff in the euros. Recently trending OnlyFans. Let's just have a look at OnlyFans. So it's telling us that there are 200,000 searches for this. Let's see if we can find a bit more information. But it gives you a breakdown. So this is by let's just make that a bit bigger. Sorry, Mike, I'm going to take you off the screen. It tells you how many searches there are per month every year. So this is August. It's telling me the same dates, but that's not true. It's telling me, it's the past 7 days. Okay. Normally when I load this, it's longer. It's normally like 12 months plus, but you can search like really, really far back for trends and see what's going up. So for example, with like kombucha. Apologies if I can't spell kombucha and you happen to sell it. Hard kombucha. Not much visibility. Let's try kombucha on its own. Try kombucha tea. So you can see interest over time. So it seems to have spiked within the beginning of the year, so January 3rd to 9th. So perhaps people looking into how they can improve their diets for 2021. They increase in searches then. And if we actually extend the search period to like 5 years or further, you might see that there's like an annual spike. It doesn't look like there is. So August and January, the big spikes. So this can be a good way of finding trends, especially when you scroll down, you can see related queries. So I'm not going to touch Kombucha Girl because I'm scared what might come up. But let's try homemade kombucha. Maybe that's a seasonal thing, depending on the time of year you want that kind of drink. No, it doesn't seem like it. But yeah, this is a great way of finding trending tools. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. So again, thanks, Jess. You can find my Twitter here. Is it too late, Mike? With loads of questions, keep them coming. If you're enjoying the stream so far, do hit like. If you are enjoying the stream and want to see more, do hit subscribe down below. It costs you nothing. If you don't like what I am talking about and you don't like future streams, you can always unsubscribe. It really does cost you nothing at all. Let's get rid of that. Cool. So is it too late for Shopify dropshipping? That'd be interesting. Shopify dropshipping. No, not really. It's a much, much harder market to enter because way, way more people are doing it than ever, and especially with the last 18 months. A lot of people are at home with very little to do, and they thought, hey, I'll make a little extra money because my income has dropped, or I just want that extra money. I've got that extra time on my hands. I can learn how to do dropshipping. It's a little late, but I mean, not really. You just have to find the right product. So if you find the right product and you understand the market and you understand marketing, how it works, then should certainly not. You could do really, really well. And people have been starting off today, the last couple of months, doing great. But certainly it's going to be trickier because a lot of people trying to sell the same products as you, and shipping was a big problem for the last 18 months from China, which is where a lot of the products come from. So that's complicated matters, which has put some people off. But no, it's not too late. It's just harder. I'd love to know, what are you thinking of the new T-shirt? Do we like it? Yes? No? It's quite high. Not sure about this. What do you think? Should we start selling these? Would you be interested in buying one of these? Do let me know in the comments. Cool. There's so many questions. I'm trying to keep up. Again, if you are a a member, you get your question answered first, which John is. So John's a member. Great to see you, John. I need to review, I guess that's review my directory links. Are directory links worthwhile? The domain rank of the directory is 55, but the on-page links are only 12. I love speaking with you, John, because you really know your stuff. Right, in my opinion, directory links are not anywhere near as worthy as they have been, but some of them are. So the way I tend to test it is to search for the service I'm trying to sell. So if you're an electrician and you search for an electrician near me, you'll see a bunch of results. Some of them will be actual electricians and some of them will be directories. So my first thing to do would be to at least be listed on those directories on the first 2 or 3 pages of Google. I know people say that they don't go past the first page of Google, but Google, even if they're not showing those pages on the first page, they still clearly value the pages on the second and third page more than they do the domains on the 20th and 30th pages. So they clearly still have some weight to them. So I'd want to be on there. First, for any kind of link authority that might come through from there, either page authority or domain authority, but also for the chance that there's some referral traffic as well. So, SEO is, for me, is the end game. Every digital marketing strategy should be built around SEO as the core, but you also want to have like other traffic channels too. You want to have your referral traffic, you want to have direct, you want to have paid at least in there in some component, wherever that's remarketing or not. But yeah, so some directories are worth it. Typically the ones that rank near the top of Google, or if they're industry based. So if you work in industry and there's a specialized industry directory for your for vendors or something like that, I'd want to appear there if you know that people use it a lot. Like industry relevant stuff is always super useful. Cool. Right, so when you insert long tail keywords in content, do you use the words together, or does it count if you spread the words individually through the text? My opinion is do not worry too much about like keywords, long tail, stuff like that. I would focus entirely on writing the right content. So you want to answer somebody's question. Yes, long tail is important. Yes, you want to make sure that the queries that people are using are appearing on your page, but don't stress or worry too much about like how often they appear or in which order the words appear or something like that. If you're writing something that's truthfully insightful and useful to somebody, in my opinion, Google is more likely to value that over something that's been just like analyzed and processed and squeezed in all these keywords and stuff. Because let's not forget, Google has been doing this for 20 years, that they realize that people do keyword stuffing where people like cram in as many variants as they can of the same keyword or the same keyword again and again and again. Google realizes that, and that's why they're doing something called passage ranking. So if you weren't here for our live stream last week, I believe it was, no, the week before, with myself and Tim Cameron Kitchen, our founder and writer of How to Get to the Top of Google, our best-selling book, which you can get if you use the hashtag ask, and I'll do a draw at the end. Or you can become a member of our YouTube channel and you get a PDF copy straight away for free. We talked about ranking, passage ranking, which is basically Google's not only just going to rank pages now, they're also going to rank passages from a page. So if you've got a long page with 1,000 words and there's a paragraph in the middle of that, Google will just, in a way, rank that passage instead and show people that as the answer as like a feature snippet or in some fashion, or like you're using the highlighted linking thing. So they're interested in just finding the right answer. So if your content has the right answer within it, I wouldn't worry too much about how many keywords you've used or in what word order or anything like that. Just write the best answer. Google wants the best answer to give the best experience for their search users. Cool. Again, if you like and what you're enjoying, please hit like. If you're new here, please hit subscribe. Cool. Todd's Property, great to see you again. If you had top 3 factors for organic SEO ranking variables, what would they be? Great quality content, internal linking, external linking. So you've got to have fantastic content. Otherwise, Google's not going to rank it at the top. You wouldn't put the worst content at the top, so you've got to put the best content there instead. Internal linking, super important, but I always overlooked. You've got to link from your related pages back to the other related pages. So it doesn't matter how much you crisscross them all, you've got to make sure there's some internal linking there. So for example, if I have a page about kombucha and I'm not linking to other pages which are also about kombucha, those pages don't earn the benefit of that page ranking top of Google. So whatever pages rank well for you, direct some of the, let's call it link authority, link equity that they are earning for being at the top of Google over to related pages. So we talk about in other streams about the hub and the hub and spoke system. So I'll get an image on here, so it'll be easier for me to show you. So this is a good image if I can find it. Okay, right. Let me get this on screen so you can see it. Has everybody got any good plans for the weekend? It'd be good to know. Right, let's share this. So, share screen, and show this one. Cool. Right, so for example, this is like a great one from Ahrefs, which is an SEO tool. This is what Content Hub is, which is basically you have a core subject, you can write about related subjects and have them linking backwards and forwards. So if you're writing about keto, you can link to related vegetables or related exercises to keto and link them back again. So you can take this approach, take your subject and write related subjects to it. I've got a really bad knee, so I might have a page about knee pain and then link to an exercise about knee exercises or knee pain relief. You basically just cross-reference them all. So take your subject, turn it into this hub of content. Let's get that off. Cool. Can you improve EAT for an online store in the camping and outdoor niche? Yeah, so EAT, if you're not familiar, is expertise, authority, and trust. And this is covered within Google's search quality rated guidelines, which basically they have a team of people who every time there's an algorithm update, they check to see if the algorithm is actually delivering the high quality content that they want people to see. Let's just get rid of that. Yeah, can you do it in the camping and outdoor niche? Yes, because you can establish yourself as an authority. So that EAT, the authority in that space. So you can write the best content about outdoors and camping and places to travel, all of that stuff. You can, put one person forward or a team of people forward from your business as authorities on that subject and establish that authority and expertise and trustworthiness on your site and off your site as well. So earlier I answered the question by Tortoise Property about which 3 core SEO elements I would focus on. There's high quality content, internal linking, external linking. So establish that authority on your website with the great quality content, then have it linking from other great quality content on your site, and then have off-site related content pointing to that. So go out to other websites which talk about camping and other websites that talk about outdoor the outdoor industry or outdoor stuff. Make sure you're published there and being featured there and link that back to your site. Again, whether you call it EAT or whether you call it just good old-fashioned SEO, you've got to establish that your website is an authority on your subject, on your site and off your site as well. Cool. Shopify dropshipping is harder, but there are extra opportunities opening up to gain a competitive edge, like iOS tracking, data privacy, stuff like that. So yeah, I would agree with that. Basically, the edge is there for people who know more about marketing. So if you're starting off today and you don't know a lot about marketing, you will struggle. So if you already have a lot of marketing expertise, or you have a lot of expertise in one part of it, so if you're really great at PPC or really great at copywriting or really great at email marketing or really great at social media marketing, you have an edge over the majority of dropshippers who start off from the beginning. So from what I know about dropshipping, a lot of people are starting off really at the beginning of their marketing journey. So they sign up for courses, how to be a dropshipper. They sign up, they watch every how I got to $10,000 a day with my drop shipping store videos that last, like an hour long and have no actual provable proof on them. But yeah, if you have like any marketing expertise, you're already slightly ahead than most people. So yeah, I completely agree with that statement. Carl, thank you ever so much. I really appreciate it. I will pass it on to Tim, who creates the majority of our content. I know his videos are loved. I appreciate everybody who who likes the videos where I'm hosting. It really gets me here. Oh, Ian. Ian is a new member. Hello, Ian. Fantastic. Let me get you on the stream. So, Ian, fantastic. You're now a member, so you now have a link to that free PDF. Hopefully, should come up. You should see it in the membership area. And then when we do future live streams, like members only ones, you'll be able to be a part of that as well. And also, whenever you have a question, you'll get that answered first as a member. Is building link wheels still a viable strategy for organic SEO? So link wheels, I don't know. Google's better at detecting that kind of stuff. They can be. Right, so I know a little bit about like black hat SEO and that like starting to fall into that area. Well, I say starting, but basically you can have it work for you for a short period of time, but then it's typical that you get caught out and then you have to start again. So like I know people who do like side hustles, they run sites on the side, do affiliate stuff with Amazon. They'll, set up a site, throw content onto it, build links, link wheels, whatever links they can get a hand on, like buying them from Fiverr, just as many as possible, rank that site really quickly. And then when Google like penalizes them because of the type of links they have, or they determine that the content's not that great after all, the website dies and they try and sell it onto somebody else to try and resurrect. So yeah, I mean, you can do stuff like that, but I wouldn't say there's any longevity in it. Would be my honest answer. We're 40 minutes in, so we've got 20 minutes left to answer your questions. Don't forget, if you want to win a copy of, let me get it. Win a copy of this book, How to Get to the Top of Google, you have to use the hashtag ask, and I will do a draw at the very end of the video in which I'll draw somebody out and I'll send you a copy of a PDF, or I can send you an audiobook version if you prefer, or you can just become a member today and you'll get a PDF copy immediately for free. Not forgetting that if you become a member today, you do get a copy of How to Get to the Top of Google for free as a PDF. You also get access to future live streams once we have enough members joined to the channel. Early access on new videos. That's what we've got to tweak as well. So we'll do that as well. Members only live chats, priority reply to comments and to your questions on stream as well. Also, where is it? Yeah. It's gone to sleep. Wake up. We just launched a Telegram channel as well, so you get updates about all of our new videos, our podcasts, blog posts, guides. We're going to be starting to churn out a lot of stuff. So if you want to be up to date about all of that, do follow us on Telegram as well. And there's also the Digital Marketing Dojo over on Facebook, which is a private group. You can find the link to it within our YouTube description down below. Go there. You can ask any of the questions you aren't getting answered today or you have in future, and myself or the team will get back to you with as much useful info as we can. Otherwise, you can get info from other people in the channel, in the group as well. There's 400 members and climbing. Cool. Let's go back here. Right, where were we? One of the things about Yoast is that it nags you to link pages, posts, and provides a sidebar of relevant ones. I haven't looked at Yoast's recommendations in 7 years. It's not a focus for me. When I create content, I'm creating content based on the SEO knowledge that I have. So I know I have to do internal linking. I know, all these bits and pieces about what makes good quality content. I'm not focused on, achieving their green light system or anything like that. I just don't. It basically draws your attention away from the really important thing which is creating the right quality, right content for your audience and making it the very best it can be, so it ranks at the top of Google. Interesting. Why do I think Beats became so popular? Well, if you if one of your CEOs, co-founders is Dr. Dre, that helps a lot. I mean, Dr. Dre is one of the best producers in the world of all time, so that's going to help. So you got a huge following there before we even really had social media. It was like the influencing tool that it is now. You know, beats are coming out. I used to sell beats when I used to work in a music store, and people were coming in because of like they were being seen on footballers' necks and in hip hop videos and stuff like that. So they were being inserted in the right places, and this is before social media was taking off. So there's a long history to beats that predates like a lot of the digital marketing tools that we have now. How to apply each digital marketing field with projects to add to your portfolio and improve your skills, even if you're not working on a company. Side projects. There are loads of communities for side projects. So some stuff I do from time to time will be to like set up a website, to like do SEO testing. So like I've got a side hustle I haven't touched in like a year, which is like business information. So guides on how to set up a business and stuff like that. And you go there and you do your testing there. So, you know, you just do it a few hours each week. You can do it an hour each night, or, you know, 2-3 hours, depending on what your capacity is. And just do it that way. Just learn. The best way to do is side hustles, in my opinion. Like my marketing career started because I started a travel blog when I went traveling in 2012, and that turned into a marketing career because I picked up so much information about how to write content, how to do it, how to rank it well through SEO, and then had to learn stuff like email marketing to keep my audience engaged, to keep coming back. You know, used social media, I was using Pinterest in the earliest days when it was mayhem. You could basically do anything and get like a lot of traffic to your website. So yeah, something you can do in your personal time aside, like start up an Instagram account, for example, is a really good one, because you just, you know, open up Canva, design a few images, and, you know, create a schedule and just start. The best thing to do is just to get started with something. Cool. Mike, you got so many questions in here. Tell Tim to do a video about beats. So, do you know what? The marketing deep dives that we've been doing recently with Huel, we've got a new one coming on Monday, which is from Monday.com, dropping on Monday. Yeah, Huel, Peloton, Gymshark, they've been really successful. People are really loving them, and we're going to do as many more as we can. But we're going to really do it if we know the right brands to examine for you. So keep your suggestions coming on which, you know, marketing strategies you would like us to look into further. I've got a whole bunch of ideas like that I would like to play with, even some that they don't really have marketing strategy, like a digital marketing strategy is, like Tesla, for example. I'd love to look into their marketing. They don't do digital marketing in the traditional sense, like they're not doing SEO because they don't need to. They have that brand authority, so people know about them already, so they don't need to build SEO pages. But one thing I would like to look into is what could they do if they did tackle SEO as well. Cool. Ask, does domain age still have a factor in organic SEO linking? So seeing plenty of competitors don't do active link building and still ranking highly. The answer is yes. Domain age is still a factor, but there are thousands of factors. So there's probably other stuff going on there as well besides just domain age. It can be like a major factor, but there's going to be other stuff as well, like historical links that they have. And they might not be doing active link building now, but if they had links from like the BBC or like some big websites that have a lot of authority behind them 2-3 years ago, that's still going to carry a lot of weight. So I highly recommend doing active link building, so never stop. But yeah, there might be some like older stuff which is still, you know, doing them a lot of favors. Hello, Phil from Tokyo. Love the streams. Oh, thank you ever so much. Tokyo, love it. Love that city. Right, so keep going. Any digital marketing advice specifically for companies selling an intangible product such as translation or interpreting? That's a great question. So If you're comfortable on the camera, I would recommend doing videos where you are doing translations, and you can either make them fun or funny, or just just really insightful. So I was watching one earlier in which somebody was on. I don't know why it was in a suggestion to me. But it was in a TikTok video, and somebody was teaching people how to swear in various languages. Now, I'm not recommending that to you because that might not be what your audience is looking for, but there will be an audience of people who are interested in learning how to know more about languages, or they may have an interest in translation, or they work in an industry which requires translation, that you can create videos for. So again, that takes a lot longer of a investigation into your industry and what your target market, your audience actually want to see. But you could do something like that. Just be entertaining. A lot of the successful video YouTube channels I look at, or TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn, all these different channels, they're always being entertaining. Not just informative, but entertaining too. Like with Tim's videos, for example, on our channel, Tim's trying to be as entertaining as he can be, whilst also giving you some actionable insights that you can go and actually implement to your business as well. So I would take a look at that. What does my audience want? What would make them entertain? What would keep them entertained? What would educate them as well? I'm going to just stop for a second, have a drink. Whilst I have a drink, hit that subscribe button down below if you're on YouTube, or just hit like, because that will really help tell YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you are that you found this video useful, and that would help me an awful lot. Plus, this is really, really good coffee. Okay, where can we find mentors and some experts for evaluating orientators as beginners in digital marketing? Fantastic question. We did just have a digital marketing mentorship program just closed for this year. It closed July 31st. We've had about 30 applicants, and we're going to have spaces for roughly about 18 of those. That will start from October until the next one opens next year. I would recommend joining the. Where is it? First of all, let's make that disappear. Here we go. Digital Marketing Dojo. So you join the Digital Marketing Dojo. There's a link underneath in the YouTube description directly to that page. You'll be able to join there. You can ask any questions you have about digital marketing. I will answer them if I'm available. If not, excuse me, somebody else on the team will be able to help you, or people within the group as well. So it's been not as active until for a while. We used to run it, and now just reopening it now. And I'm going to try and make it as useful for everybody as possible. So yeah, that'd be a good place to start. If anybody ever has any questions about digital marketing, you can go there, or you can reach out to us on Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever your preferred platform is. How do you create your brand identity? It'd be good to know if that's specifically to us, so Exposure Ninja, or just for brands in general. I can tell you for our brand identity, because we've had a bit of a change in our brand identity in the last 12 months. So our ambition is to help SMEs, or small and medium-sized businesses, to reach their ambitious growth goals. Our positioning is basically, we want to keep things, plain English, simple, none of this marketing jargon and fluff, which people, just don't have the time for. If you're running a business, you want to be just told directly, this is what needs to change on your website. This is how we're going to do it. And, let's get started. So yeah, ours is just simplified digital marketing for ambitious businesses, pretty much. So with that, some of it's historical, Shinobi the Ninja, who you can see on the screen now, has been part of our brand imagery for a while. We used to have loads of different colors within our branding, and we decided to narrow that down because we were edging more towards a certain market, and we wanted to be seen as more professional whilst retaining our jovial, entertaining, fun edge. So that's why you still see Tim being really funny in videos. You still see Shinobi in there rather than some boring stoic logo that means nothing to nobody. So yeah, that's how we created ours. Tony would appreciate a B2B deep dive. Any particular B2B? I'd love to know. Hugo, is there a number I can contact you for a brief chat redeveloping a marketing strategy? The best thing to do is actually go to up here. So exposureninja.com/review. You'll be able to request a review, and the team will look into your marketing and your website and see how they can improve your ranking, your traffic, leads, or sales, depending on what it is you're trying to achieve with your marketing. They'll help you to do that by sending you a 15-minute video outlining all that stuff, like what they observe, what they recommend that you do next, and you can take those steps away and action them yourself, or you can speak further with our team. We'll be able to help you. So that'd be my recommendation. So off to this website after the stream, of course, and after hitting like and subscribe and all that business. It costs you nothing. It's free, so please do. And yeah, request a review there. Towards property. So having done some backlink portfolio work, there doesn't seem to be anything of any major authority. Would it be suggested there perhaps brand strength over all else? Oh, most certainly. So if they've been in the market for a while, yeah, definitely. It's quite possible that they've just got that edge of having been in there for a while. The people know the brand. The number of searches per month for that brand might be high. I mean, tell me the name of the brand, and I'll do like, you can do like a search and see how much keyword volume there is. So like how many searches per month there are. If it's higher than the other people in ranking the top of Google, then absolutely. So I don't want to get into the complexities of it, but there's things like brand entities which Google has. Basically, it looks at all the text on the page and figures out that's about Android, the operating system, and it knows what Android is. So it has like a whole corpus of information about it. It's the same with like business brands. So if you search for Philips, like Google will know what Philips means. They know that you're not searching for Philips, the surname. You're looking for Philips, the company that produces all kinds of stuff. So in the same way, you might be in an industry where there's a brand who has a lot of, like, their entity is well known. See, I spoke before about like trying to keep things like plain and simple when it comes to marketing. It can get quite complicated, but it can be something like that, just having that brand authority in your industry. What's a good age when a shop starts to rank on Google? There's no real like good age, in my opinion. It's more to do with like having the right marketing strategy. You can have a brand new business do exceptionally well when it comes to search, even though it can take 3 to 6 months sometimes longer, depending on the complexity or the competitiveness of your industry. But you can do really well in a short period of time with the right marketing strategy, the right resources in place as well, like time and finances. So domain age is like the least of my considerations when putting together a digital marketing strategy. I'm focused more on what is it that my audience wants, how can I tell them I have it, and which are the best channels for that. My market, electronic engineering tools. I was looking at some tools yesterday, and they looked really interesting. Getting inbound links is really difficult. Should I worry about this? Maybe I should restart press releases on PR Web. I am not a fan of press releases because the majority of the time, unless it's significant news story, most press are just going to turn a blind eye to it. So it can be a bit of a waste of money. It really depends on the story that you're promoting as well. So I would like look into what kind of link building strategy you can have. So you can go a couple of different routes. You can think about, where does my audience hang out? What kind of content can I put on there? So even if they're not like the super highest domain authority, which I don't really like the term anyway, excuse me, which high domain authority sites I can be on, or you can just focus on like, yeah, it's so complicated. I'd love to like look into the strategy, but John, I don't know if you've requested a marketing review or not, but I would suggest doing so. But yeah, I would focus on, you could either go down the where's my audience, or you can go the opposite route and go down a digital PR angle and create a story that's imaginative and unexpected and will make people turn their heads twice when they see the heading as they scroll through, like, newspaper websites, stuff like that. So yeah, you can go the traditional like informational content, earn links that way, or you can go through the digital PR, unexpected story or significant story route. Tim, so how important is it to have your own YouTube channel when you promote your shop products? Does it help to rank on Google? Does it help to rank? No, unless those videos are going to rank for themselves. Like there's very little link equity, if you want to call it that comes from YouTube video descriptions. If there is anything, it's microscopic. It's better than having no links at all, surely, because you want to have like a diverse link profile to your website. But they're not necessarily important for helping to rank. But having like Google will rank a video as a result, depending on the term. There's some weird stuff just flying through past my window. It's like somebody just chucked a pigeon off the roof. But the best thing to do is think about like what kind of videos do your audience want to see. So think of it that way. Do they want to see like really detailed information about how the product is made, how it's put together, how it's developed, and all that kind of stuff? Or do they just want a review of how it's used or something like that? So think about what kind of video your audience want to see, create that video, put it on your YouTube channel, make it findable, and then consider it from a search ranking point of view then as well. Tony, B2B deep dive, being selfish, cybersecurity consultant. Tell me a company. Tell me. Let's just search right now. Do you know what? Let's search right now. Cybersecurity consultant. Cool. Let's just pop that up. Screen share. Here we go. Bosh. Boom. Boom. Cool. Cybersecurity consultants. Let's get the comment off there and have a look. So we've got some ads at the top here. Ignore this stuff on the right hand side. So this is an extension which tells you basically how much search volume there is, or how much traffic these pages have. This extension is free. I think we have a paid version of it, so that some of the components of it might be paid. But anyway, there are 880 searches for this search query per month, according to Surfer, and it would cost you like $13 to pay for it. Again, take it kind of with a pinch of salt. Those numbers are going to be accurate because they're guessing. They're just taking it from data which is not entirely reliable. So just use it as like hang on, let's get rid of this stuff off the screen. I was just talking about this stuff over here. It's as an indicator, it's kind of useful. But you got some ads at the top here, and then we've got becoming certified. Obviously, you want to make sure that's happening because with EAT, so expertise, authority, and trust. If you can put their logo that you're certified on your own website, that's going to help you a lot. Indeed. Bridewell. Let's have a look at Bridewell. Just got a few minutes left in the stream, so this might be the last couple of questions. So, Broadway Consulting. This website's pretty not great. Okay, not great at all. We could be doing better here. Way too much text. It's not going to keep me engaged. I mean, some industries you'll get way more engagement from people who are going to stick around and read stuff. If it's, don't want to say drier, but like what I mean by a drier business. Some of the stuff they might stick around with and read, but you could go like a snappier route instead. So let's just change this to Netstar is one of my favorites to look at. Let's pop that open now. Now some more delicious coffee. So they just keep it really simple. So you can show like a very brief heading, how we can help you, award-winning and certified. Just keep things concise. People are scanning when they go through the internet. They don't want to settle in for a long read. So that's what they've got going on here. So you just keep things short, keep it simple, just a few words, few lines. That's all you need to see and get convinced. Like when people read, they're scanning really quickly. So that would be my recommendation for anybody in the space. Don't be dry like this, because I'm not sticking around to read it if it looks like this. In fact, that page, because I've got this extension going on, takes 4 minutes 36 to read. I really don't feel like settling in for that. So because I'm a busy person, I'm at work, and I want to get on with my day. That'd be my recommendation. Improve that page. Cool. So soon I'm going to have to do this giveaway. Let's have a look, see if there are any more questions that I can try and pop in as well. What's the main difference between B2B and B2C when making an SEO strategy? So it's mainly to do with like where you want to appear. So you don't want to, if you're doing B2C, you might not want to be on LinkedIn trying to engage with your audience there. It might be better for you to be only on TikTok or only on Snapchat or only on Instagram or something like that. Whereas a B2B, business people are in a business mindset when they're on LinkedIn. They're thinking about their job role, or they're there for a purpose related to their industry, more likely. So when I'm on Instagram, I'm thinking about marketing, and I might be interested in looking more into a marketing tool when it comes up in my timeline there, whether that's through an ad or some organic post. So that's kind of the difference. Like you have to think about where your audience is going to be, what they're going to engage with. Are they going to engage with you directly, or are they going to engage with somebody who influences in that space? So, for example, I've been a Canva user for 7 years or something like that, maybe longer. And I was influenced by somebody who was a Canva evangelist. So I didn't get hooked into it by Canva themselves. I got pulled into it by a technology evangelist. So yeah, that's what you got to think about. Like, who is going to communicate with them? Is it you directly, or is it somebody on your behalf? That's one way of thinking about it. The importance of core web vitals, very important, but Google has said that sometimes the difference between first place and second place could be core web vitals, or it might just be the best quality content goes first. So a page that is faster might come second if the answer on the first page is better. So if you and I both wrote a page, exactly the same answer, and mine is faster, mine will get ranked. If yours is slower, yours won't. But if we both write a page and our pages are the same speed and the content in your answer is better, yours will get ranked first. So it depends. It's kind of like a tiebreaker. Are we reviewing websites next week, or are we doing something else? No, back to reviews next week, and then the week after. Let me just double check my schedule. The week after, I'm hoping to do a webinar about Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So for a lot of e-commerce stores, we're going to start to be thinking about preparing for that. I know it's not until like November, but this is when we should be starting to think about how do we plan ahead for that. So I'm hoping to do that. So yeah, next week will be the live website reviews. How do you do product schema on B2B websites that have no pricing? Great question. I don't have the answer to that, I'm afraid. But if you jump into the Digital Marketing Dojo, I can tag some of our SEO ninjas into that, and they'll be able to help you with more knowledge than I have at the moment, I'm afraid. So yeah, cool. I'm going to do the draw for the... if you don't know how to join that, you can just jump into the description of the video that you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching us live, or the replay, which I'll send out later, there's a link in the bottom directly to our Facebook group. And we also have a link to our new Telegram updating system as well, where you'll find out about our newest videos, our podcasts, blog posts, guides, and stuff like that. Right, last few seconds. If you do want to win a copy of How to Get to the Top of Google, let's just bring that up here. You can, how to get to the top of Google, just spam hashtag ask in the comments in the live chat right now, and I'll pick somebody out. We've got 19 entries so far, so if you want to be number 20, now's your opportunity. Tortoise Property, you honestly flatter me so much. I'm really helpful that I can help. I'm trying to keep these streams as informative and actionable as possible. So keep the feedback coming to me, because it helps me to do these streams better, improve them. I really, really do appreciate it. Any feedback at all, positive, negative. If you want to see Tim more than I understand why. Tim's great on screen. And yeah, that's it. Again, if you don't want to use the hashtag ask, you can always become a member of our YouTube channel using a link underneath as well, and you get a copy of How to Get to the Top of Google as a PDF instead. And you can do that way. John, great to see you. Thanks ever so much. John is one of my members, so it's already awesome in my eyes. Cool. Let's just get that back over here. So I'm going to hit draw now. Good luck, everyone. Let's see, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's going to be Jack Brooks. Fantastic. Congratulations, Jack Brooks. I'm going to give you a copy of this, either as paperback if you prefer, or I can even send you an audiobook, depending on if that's your preference. But just reach out to me via this. So this thing here, can't figure out. Via Twitter, so Dale Davies _me, or you can email me at Dale at exposureninja.com. We can sort out a postal address and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's been great speaking to you all. Very much look forward to seeing you next Friday. Take care. Bye.